Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Alison and welcome to my channel. So for today, this video, I want to do another test on the foundation, and if you guys have heard La Prairie foundation, then you might know this item. It does infuse with Caviar in this compact foundation or cushion foundation, I would say. So today we're testing this out. So if you guys are interested how it looks on my face or does it work on my oily skin, then let's keep on watching. Okay guys, so now let's get onto the packaging, and because it is La Prairie packaging, I mean, it's a very luxurious brand. It's something that is very high-end. You can get it in Sephora. So I got this from Bloomingdale's while they're having a little discount off. And I got this in the shade Pure Ivory, and which is the shade in N20. So first of all, the packaging, you can see La Prairie is on top and with what it looks like on the inside. And this thing, you can take it off right away, just like a sleeve. And the actual product is on the inside. So when you open it, you see the box, what it looks like. So this side, it comes with the actual compact foundation. And on the other side, it comes in an extra compact foundation. So for the price, $195, you're actually getting two products in here. So you have a refill of the cushion foundation after the first one is done. And here it says expire in 2019 in November, so it lasts you for a year. So here, one actual product, you're only getting 0.5 fluid ounce, and you get an extra cushion foundation, which means you're getting 1 fluid ounce when you're paying $195, which is the typical 1 fluid ounce liquid foundation comes in. And for my other compact foundation, for your reference, my Dior compact foundation, it does come in 0.52 fluid ounce, and on my YSL compact foundation, it does come in 0.51, which is the typical compact foundation size it comes in. So with the price, I feel like they're still giving you a lot of product, not just like, oh, you're buying an expensive product because of the Caviar, but they do give you enough of the fluid ounce in one product. So now let's get on the details of this compact foundation, what's special about it. So I put up the La Prairie or La Prairie website, and it says this is a skin Caviar essence in foundation. It has the SPF 25 sunscreen, and the first compact foundation infused with Caviar water for complexion perfection. And some benefits on this foundation: it leaves skin with a refined texture, skin feels smoother, buildable light to medium coverage for a seamless finish, protects from UV damage, and also portable and refillable. And with all this benefit, it claims to be, there's not much that really talks about how it does to your skin or how it looks on your skin. It's just more like it has a UV and it is portable and refillable, and I know it is refillable and it's portable, but nothing much about how it does to your skin. Okay, so now let's move on to packaging. It does have the mirror finish. In the front part, it says La Prairie or La Prairie. And on the side, this is what it looks like. When you open the case, it comes in this little puff. And this is already the actual product inside. It doesn't have to cover anything. And this is what you begin with. The foundation comes out through this mesh. So I would say the packaging is larger than usual compact foundation that I have, and it does looks very luxurious, looks nice. It does have the mirror finish, so you can just go back and look at the mirror in here and see how the foundation works on you. But it does also have a mirror on this side, and it is a really large size of a compact foundation that I ever owned. And also it does have some weight on this, like a cushion foundation. So my other cushion foundation is more like a plastic-y, but with this, there's a hefty weight than my usual compact foundation. So it makes you feel better that your price is well worth it because on the packaging as well. Okay, so now let's get onto the foundation itself. I'm gonna use this puff that it comes with it on the half side of my face, and the rest I'm gonna use my Morphe sponge to see how it works. So now I'm gonna go in and press this cushion foundation. So this is what it looks like when the foundation is out of this mesh. And hopefully this shade work on my skin tone. because it looks a lot darker in this compact foundation, and I don't know how it looks on my face. Oh, actually, I forgot a primer. Let's do that first. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna go in with my sunscreen. This is my everyday sunscreen, Super Goop SPF 40. So this is what I do on my everyday basis. I was just so excited to test this compact foundation out because it is expensive, and I just forgot every step that I do on my regular base before putting on my makeup. I'm just gonna apply this sunscreen all over my face. Okay, so while my sunscreen is setting into my face, I'm gonna put on my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This is my everyday must-have item if I'm putting on my makeup on. Okay, now moving on to the primer. I've been loving this Versace Essence as a primer because it does have a little moisturizing effect and it does have a little tackiness in it, so it's just really perfect. Especially the weather is changing nowadays for into fall season, so my skin to get a little dry during the season is changing. Okay, I'm just gonna let it set for a 30-second and I'll apply my foundation on. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and put this on one side of my face to see the differences. I'm not used to using this little puff right here. I feel like gonna get very dirty, like a mess on this compact foundation because every time when you go ahead and reapply, get more foundation on the puff, and the rest is just stains on the mirror finish. So every time after you use it, you do have to clean it up. So you actually don't have to use much of the product to get half side of your face. And I feel like this shade, it does matches, but it's towards more of a pinky neutral undertone. And I'm usually more of a neutral yellow undertone, so I feel like this shade is just towards more to the peachy undertone. Okay, so this is one side of my face, what it looks like with the Caviar Skin Essence Foundation. And it still looks very dewiness. Looks like my skin but better. And I can't say much about the coverage because I do have more hyperpigmentation on this side of my face than this side. But overall, it smooths out my skin. It looks like my skin but better finish. And it does give you a very natural luminous glow to it. I would say using the puff is not bad because it does give you the coverage. So I would say this is more like a light to medium coverage to me. And it still looked like it was skin. So it's not something that it gives you a perfect nice finish, but I really like how natural it looks. I feel like with the light reflecting, I look like oily. So I'm pretty excited to see how this work on my oily skin. So now I'm gonna go in with my face with the Morphe sponge on this side. And let's see how it works. So I just got some product out on the sponge. Oh, do you guys see the hyperpigmentation that I have on here? It's just covered up right away. Actually, the coverage is pretty good on this, considered as a cushion foundation. So now this side is done too, and comparing with my sponge and the sponge that it comes with it, there's not much difference, and my Morphe sponge doesn't absorb a lot of foundation. That's why I really like this sponge, and it's affordable. Now it's like $7. When I used to get it, it was like $6, and now they just go up with the price, but I still love it compared with my higher brand like a beauty blender. I always go with the Morphe sponge, and as the coverage that it gives me, I feel like they're the same. And I feel like with my Morphe sponge, I don't have to dab into the cushion foundation a lot more than my sponge that it comes with it. I feel like with this sponge, I have to go in with it and put it more on my face, and with the sponge, it just feel like easier. It grab a lot of product and just apply on my face easily. So I'll say there's not much difference between these two sponge, but it's just I prefer using this one because I like using a sponge. I feel like this is a little hectic to put on my face because it wasn't as precise as the sponge that I have here. So I don't know if you guys can tell, after one use, it just get really messy on, like the foundation gets everywhere on the side. So I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. So one thing I noticed cleaning it, it's just hard to make it perfectly clean. But I use my water This is the Morphe setting spray, and I just spray it on my towel and just give it a nice clean, because that is just like the only water that I have on my beauty room, so I'm just using what I have here to clean this up. So one thing about the packaging, when you put the sponge back on, it doesn't have another compartment on top to cover up your cushion foundation, so it just something that you put it on top, but I feel like it just gets messy everywhere. But now I'm just gonna put it on top because I want to see it later on if I'm going out and if I need to touch up. Then I'll be using this sponge to do my touch up and see if it's worth to stay in here for the whole time. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the rest of my makeup and I'm gonna come back with you guys and see what's my first impression. Okay guys, so now the makeup is done. I did a very basic makeup, like my everyday makeup look, and I did some contour and some blushes with my Hourglass Cream Trio. So this is what the packaging looks like. Even though my highlighter on my high points of my cheek, I'm using the cream highlighter. And after applying this, I put on my Lower Mercier setting powder to set off this makeup because I do have very oily skin. And I just did my brows and set my eyelid, and that's it. And I also used my concealer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. I've been trying this out these 2 days, I believe. So this is what the finish looks like. And also I did my setting spray because something that it really has to lock into my skin would be this Skindinavia, the makeup finishing setting spray. This is the bridal version, and it's a very nice setting spray that it works on my oily skin and makes sure the product it sets very well on top of my skin throughout the day. So now let's check in the time. It's 12:41, and when I applied this foundation it was around 12:10. So I did some time like organizing my stuff and doing my makeup. So this is the check-in time, 12:41. And I do have to say, the first impression, it looks very nice. It does give me a very smooth finish, like my skin but better. Even though I set it with my setting powder, it does still have that very healthy glow underneath, like peeking through the foundation and the setting powder. The only complaint that I have is the shade range. So this is in the shade N20, which is neutral, and I feel like this color, I don't know in camera if you guys catch the color difference, but in real person this is a lot more peachy than my yellow neutral undertone. So it definitely can see a differences between two shades between my face and my neck, but I don't think that's like a huge difference. I mean, it's different, but I feel like I can still bear with it, but I don't think there's a shade that is for my skin tone, because looking it up on the website, so on their La Prairie website, it does come in, it does have a charge, and it does come in 2, 4, 6, 8 shades, and most of the shade is neutral shade with warm tone or a neutral cool tone. So the first 3 shades is neutral, 10, 20, 30, and then it just get right onto neutral, warm, tan, tender ivory. But this shade, it doesn't sell on Bloomingdale's for some reason. So on Bloomingdale's there's only 7 shades, and the shade that I have been wanting to get is the neutral, warm, tan, tender ivory. When I look it up on Bloomingdale, there's only 7 shades, and it doesn't have tender ivory in this shade. And also I look it up in Nordstrom as well, they don't have this shade. The only shade I would need is on the pair, and I don't know, it's just something that it has bothered me. So the shade that I've been wanting is the neutral, warm, tan, and then they just skipped 20 and went to neutral, warm, 30, and they only have warm, 30. So 30 is the shade color, and then warm tone, they don't have any color that for warm tone, but it's for lighter skin. And then it just have the neutral cool 10 and neutral cool 20, and I feel like this shade range, it sucks on this brand. And I know it's a cushion foundation, but you involve a lot of neutral tone in here, and even for warm tone there's only golden beige, which is a really more of a tan skin tone. People can use it. So that's all I have to say with the shade range. It doesn't have a good variety of shade range, so if it doesn't match your skin tone, then it just doesn't. So I'm hoping this foundation will work on my oily skin, because I do have texture, acne scar, active acne skin going on my face, and I hope this really stay well and Right now I do like the finish. It's just a very natural everyday look of a finish that I would love if it stay put for the 8 hours mark. So I'll let you guys know later on and check in and see how it looks, or do I need a touch up, or how oily do I get. So I'll see you guys later and see how this work on my oily skin. Okay guys, back for the midday check-in. Now the time is 6:01. So I've been wearing this foundation for about 6 hours, and this is how it looks like on my face. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath because I just went up and downstairs in my house. So within the 6 hours, I do like how natural finish it looks like, but it started to look like a little oil peek through around my cheek area, on my forehead, and usually I get the oiliest around my T-zone area and my cheek area, and that's not a surprise. And I feel like it stayed put very well. My foundation stayed on and it didn't crease around my nose area, but on my chin area I can tell they are starting to separate, and it creates a little white heads around this area. And I'm hoping this doesn't break me up, because now that my face is a little sensitive around this area, around my nose and around my chin area. So right now it stayed pretty nice, and the color match, I would say it's a little peachy, but with the camera, or if you guys are looking from outside, you might not see a huge difference with my neck color. And obviously my neck color tends to be more of a yellow undertone, but with this one it looks pretty nice for the 6 hours mark, and I feel like it would get a little oilier during the 8 hours mark. Let's see how it looks later on. But now it's wear comfortably and it doesn't crease, it doesn't get me super oily, so I'm loving it. And I'm gonna check back with you guys in the 8 hours mark and see how this holds up. Hi guys, I'm back for the final check-in. Now the time is 2:11 a.m. So I've been wearing this foundation for 14 hours, and usually I don't wear foundation for that long, but today we have not a house party but a gathering with friends, so we have been taking some time, and this is how it looks like on my face. So consider wearing this foundation at the 6 hours mark. I was saying that I'm getting a little oily and shiny, but I haven't blot my face since then. And now with that 14 hours wear, and I never blot my face, and now that I'm looking super shiny, especially on my forehead, I need some blotting, and around my cheek areas you can tell it's super oily. But then I'm amazed that on my chin area it's breaking apart, but it's not as crazy as my other foundation that it just break apart, the foundation is off. It still looks like I have foundation on top of my chin, but it's not as smooth as I want it to be. So now that I'm looking at close, my T-zone is super oily, but the foundation is still on, and I don't have any cakiness around my nose area. I mean, there's something around my nose, but it's not as cakey as I thought it would be. But my chin area, it looks like it's a little drying and it's showing some texture, but with the 14 hours mark, and I never expect this foundation will hold up that long on my oily skin. Consider 14 hours wear, I think it holds up pretty good on the foundation. And I feel like the concealer that I have underneath my eye, it didn't hold up as long as my other concealer. So I would say this is the concealer that is more of an everyday look, and if you don't have to wear foundation for a long time. So this Charlotte Tilbury concealer, it didn't hold up nicely underneath my eye, because you can see it's breaking apart, and then the line is showing up, and it feels like it's super patchy around my under eye area. So this is a no-go concealer if you guys need to wear for a very long time. But I did wear this for a few days back when I was working, and it still looks fine for the 11th hour mark. So I would say this is more like a everyday, if you go out and about for a while, like for grocery shopping, then this would be a good concealer for you. But if you guys need to wear something that it holds up for the whole day, then I don't think this concealer can hold up that well. So now that my forehead is super oily, so I'm gonna blot my face with my blotting sheet and see how oily this foundation makes me, so you guys can see how much oil that I usually produce for a day. So this is two blotting sheets where it looks like it's fully oil, and I can tell that there's a foundation that it was take off along with this oil blotting sheets. Between the brows area is the oiliest spot, and my nose. So with that 14 hours wear, I used up 4 blotting sheets on my face because considering I'm super oily and with 14 hours wear, that's a lot of time. And I would say this is worth to try if you guys looking for something it's very natural finish and you guys want something that it has skincare ingredients in this compact foundation or cushion foundation. And I do like the packaging. It looks very luxurious, even though it's just like a bigger size of your regular compact or cushion foundation, but this one I feel like it looks really nice. It has a big mirror inside, and what I like about the product inside is this thing you have to press it down so the air, it kind of just pumps out the air to get the product out so it won't turn bad easily on this foundation. So I feel like this design of a cushion foundation is better than the regular one. You just have to open the cap and then dab your sponge in, but for this you just have to press it in to get the product out so that the air it's out on the inside, and it just kind of like a concept that it keeps a longevity on this foundation, on this cushion foundation inside in this compact. So overall I feel like it is worth to try, and I think I'm gonna keep using it and see if I like it. And the only complaint that I would have is, of course, the price. It's a really expensive cushion foundation. For $195, you're only getting 1 fluid ounce. And I'm happy that they come in an extra refill inside. And my other complaint is, of course, the shade range. And this N20, it doesn't really matches my skin tone perfectly, but I can just deal with it now that it kind of like settled on my skin. It just looks better, but when you apply it, it's more of a neutral peachy side. So that is something that if you guys are really picky about the shade range, then I don't think this would be for you. But I'm really excited to try this out, and I do have no hopes on this one because usually La Prairie product, it doesn't work on my oily skin. I tried their La Prairie another $200 foundation that comes with the concealer on the top. I'm gonna link it up here so you guys can check that out, but that one, it doesn't work on my skin because it's just super heavy, and they have a lot of skincare ingredients that's more towards to the dry skin people, and after I use that, I'm just like getting oil all over my face, and the foundation doesn't just stay put on top of my face. So that is a fail on the foundation. But this one, I'm surprised with the cushion foundation. Usually it works better with dry to normal skin, but I'm surprised this works very well on my oily skin. It doesn't just get crazy. Even though I blot it now, it just, the oil doesn't look as shiny as it is, but I feel like after blotting, you should apply another setting spray to make it more refreshed looking, because now it's more of a matte finish, and you can tell the foundation is a little off. It's starting to separate because considering for 14 hours wear of a foundation, and especially for a cushion foundation, I don't think they will stay very long on an oily skin. Usually my other compact foundation, the most I can do is like 6, and if I push it 8 hours, but for this one 14 hours wear, I'm pretty surprised because again, I don't have high hope on this foundation at first. So that is all my foundation review, and I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and I hope this video does help you guys to pick this out or not. And if you guys do have any video ideas, please comment down below so that I know what to do on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!